There is a part inside your water heater dissolving right now. When it is gone, your tank starts corroding from the inside. Most homeowners find out when the basement floods. That part costs $30 to replace. Your manufacturer never told you it existed. If your water heater is more than 4 years old and that part has never been replaced, the clock has already run out. This is the tank killer secret. Inside every steel water heater, a single part quietly stands guard: the sacrificial anode rod. Tucked out of sight, it is made from magnesium or sometimes an aluminum zinc alloy, materials chosen because they are more eager to corrode than steel. That willingness is the rod's entire purpose. As soon as water fills the tank, dissolved oxygen and minerals set the stage for galvanic corrosion. Steel, by nature, wants to rust, but the anode rod threaded into the tank's hex port becomes the preferred target. Metal-to-metal contact links the rod and the tank, forming a subtle electrical circuit. Electrons flow from the rod to any exposed steel, and the rod gives itself up, corroding so the tank does not have to. This process is called cathodic protection, the same principle that keeps ship hulls from rusting at sea or underground pipelines from dissolving in soil. Manufacturers line the inside of the tank with a thin layer of vitreous enamel, a glass coating, to slow corrosion. Yet no glass lining is flawless. Each time water heats and cools, steel and enamel expand and contract at different rates. Over time, this creates microfractures, invisible cracks that allow water and ions to reach the steel beneath. Here, the anode rod's protection is most vital. It delivers electrons to the steel exposed by these cracks, neutralizing corrosion before it can begin. The rod's effectiveness depends on standard potentials. Magnesium sits at minus 2.37 volts, far more negative than steel's minus 0.44 volts. That means magnesium always sacrifices itself first. Aluminum is less aggressive but lasts longer in hard water, where calcium carbonate slows magnesium's reaction. The anode rod is the bodyguard, taking every hit until it is gone. As long as enough rod remains, the tank steel stays shielded. Once the rod is spent, the fractured glass lining cannot hold back water and oxygen. Corrosion starts almost at once. Replacing the rod costs about $30 and half an hour of work. Replacing a corroded tank after the rod and lining have failed can cost $4,000 or more. The difference comes down to whether the protective circuit is kept intact or allowed to fail. A standard water heater warranty stretches 6 years on paper. That number looks reassuring on a sticker, but it hides a silent countdown already underway inside the tank. The actual lifespan of a sacrificial anode rod, especially magnesium, rarely matches the warranty period. In hard water, which covers most of the United States Midwest, Southwest, and Great Plains, magnesium rods are routinely depleted in just 2 to 3 years. Even in moderate water, the average is 5 years. The numbers are clear. A magnesium rod in Las Vegas or Central Illinois is often gone before the 3rd year. Aluminum rods last a bit longer, but not by much. 3 to 4 years in hard water, maybe 5 in softer supplies. That leaves a gap that is invisible to the homeowner, but obvious to anyone who has ever cut open a failed tank. Municipal water reports put the national median hardness at about 110 parts per million, or 6.4 grains per gallon. 65% of Americans get water classified as moderate or hard. In these conditions, the anode depletion rate outpaces the manufacturer's coverage. By the 4th year, most tanks have lost their only real protection against galvanic corrosion. From that moment, the glass lining, vitreous enamel, faces daily attack. Microfractures open under thermal cycling, calcium carbonate scaling, a byproduct of hard water, can speed up the process or, in some cases, create pockets where corrosion accelerates unseen. The warranty clock keeps ticking, but the tank's real defense is already gone. When a plumber pulls a spent rod through the hex port, what is left is often a twisted wire or a brittle stub, evidence that dielectric protection ended years before the paperwork did. The contrast is stark. A $30 part replaced on schedule resets the protection. Ignore it, and the tank steel becomes exposed. The countdown to a pinhole leak or catastrophic failure begins, and the only option left is a $4,000 replacement. The industry's schedule and the homeowner's reality are rarely in sync. The gap between them is where most tanks die. A single missed step inside the tank sets off a chain reaction that most homeowners never witness until it is too late. The moment the sacrificial anode rod is depleted, the steel tank is left exposed. The glass lining, that thin shell of vitreous enamel, is already under stress from years of thermal cycling. Every time the water heats and cools, the steel and enamel expand and contract at different rates, creating microfractures invisible to the eye. These cracks are the first breach. Once the anode rod is gone, galvanic corrosion targets these weak spots. Water seeps through, iron meets oxygen, and the process accelerates. It starts quietly. Within a few months, the hot water at the tap develops a faint amber tint, iron oxide contamination, the first visible sign that the protective circuit has failed. Most ignore it, thinking it is harmless. But inside the tank, rust is spreading. By the 1-year mark after anode depletion, a homeowner in Joliet, Illinois saw brown streaks running from the water heater's base. A plumber's inspection found a pinhole leak at the bottom seam, just 16 months after the original rod had vanished. That is the typical interval. Pinhole leaks form between 12 and 24 months after the last trace of the anode is gone, especially in homes with hard water. Calcium carbonate scaling, a byproduct of hard water, accelerates the corrosion, creating pockets where rust eats through faster than anywhere else. The escalation is relentless. Once a pinhole opens, water pressure forces the breach wider. In 2 to 4 years, the tank wall can rupture outright. Basement flooding, ruined drywall, and $4,000 in replacement costs follow. It is a direct line from a $30 part left unchecked. Every stage is documented in service logs: glass lining fracture, iron oxide contamination, pinhole leak, then catastrophic rupture. The evidence does not lie. The only real variable is whether the homeowner hit the reset button in time or let the ticking clock run out. A water heater's fate can turn on a single decision: whether someone opens the hex port and checks the sacrificial anode rod before it's too late. The process is simple, but the stakes are high. With a socket wrench in 30 minutes, a homeowner or plumber can pull the old rod and see the truth firsthand. In most tanks after the 3rd year, what comes out is not a thick magnesium shaft, but a twisted wire or a corroded stump. That's the visible end of dielectric protection, proof that galvanic corrosion has a clear path to the steel beneath the glass lining. For about $30, a new magnesium or aluminum rod threads back into the same hex port, instantly resetting the protective circuit. The tank gets a second chance, and the ticking clock starts over. Compare that to the alternative: letting the rod vanish, ignoring the warning, and watching the pinhole leak turn into a full tank replacement, $4,000 gone for want of a $30 fix. Some homeowners want more than a reset button. For them, the powered anode rod, an impressed current system, offers a permanent retrofit. Instead of sacrificing metal, a titanium electrode delivers a steady trickle of electrons, powered by a direct current adapter that draws less than 5 watts. The electrode never dissolves and the protective current never stops, no matter the water chemistry. Brands like Protect and Rheems-powered kits advertise lifetime protection, with installation costs between $150 and $200. The upgrade fits through the same hex port. Once installed, it eliminates the recurring expense and uncertainty of sacrificial rods. For homeowners in hard water zones or anyone tired of the manufacturer's silent countdown, the powered anode is a permanent solution. 1 port, 2 choices: $30 for a standard rod or a permanent solution that matches the tank's true lifespan. The evidence is in the pull, what's left of the old rod and what could have been prevented. Every week I see a $30 sacrificial anode rod left unchecked turn into a $4,000 tank replacement. Galvanic corrosion doesn't wait for a reminder, manufacturer's schedule, or homeowner's timeline. The choice is now. The real failure isn't steel, but silence. The clock is still ticking. What will you do?